Go ahead.
On you, Matt. I'm not talking.
Perfect.
Facebook page. The Team SMI starting lineup is presented by Team SMI. Also brought to you by State Farm Agent Amy Brown, Edward Jones of Carrollton, Douglasville, and Billerica.
We live, Joe?
Osher Apparel, Southland Insurance, West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC, and West Georgia Technology. Now, let's go live on the air and on the Graddock Sports Facebook page to the Mustard Seed Cafe at City Station with your host, Matt Skinner.
And welcome into the Team SMI starting lineup show presented by SMI here at the Mustard Seed Cafe at City Station. Appreciate Coach Charles Jetmore joining me here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about last week's games here in just a moment, and me and Coach will also preview this week's games here in about probably around 6:30. We've got Coach Fred Ricks from Carrollton High School that's going to come on and sit down with us. He is the team chaplain as well as the defensive line coach for the Trojans, and of course for Carrollton, you guys know it's been a rough week for a lot of us in and around the area, and with the passing of Chase McDaniel. And our hearts go out to all the Carrollton folks, and we are actually starting our show a little earlier tonight. Instead of our normal 7 o'clock time, starting it at 6 o'clock in order to make way so you guys can actually go to the vigil at Carrollton High School. It's starting at 7 o'clock. We're going to try to get done a little early tonight as well, so we want to encourage everybody to go over to Grisham Stadium tonight and be part of the vigil that's going to be taking place. Coach Calhoun and Coach Fred Ricks will play an integral part in that. We're going to talk to them tonight.
Well, you know, it's a crying shame that had to happen to that young man. However, out of a tragedy comes something that will make a community better, and this is a way of looking at that. This community, not just Carrollton City, but this entire sports community has rallied around him and his family, and I just wish it hadn't happened. However, it will serve a greater good, I assure you.
Yeah, and Chase's impact has already been made and felt in this 7th-month battle that he had and endured, and he's reached more people than you could ever imagine, and unfortunately had to come with his death, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, it was God's time for him to go, and if you don't believe in God, then there's something wrong with you, because I'm telling you, after last week, it was Coach Calhoun's 42nd victory. It was also they scored 42 points, and it's not like they just tried not to score more points. They actually scored 42 points. So our thoughts and prayers are with him. And I thought it was a really cool gesture. I just saw a picture on Facebook. I know a lot of different schools are doing stuff for Chase, but the Bowden Red Devils will have a green ribbon on the back of their helmet that says number 42 in black and gold on the back of their helmets tomorrow.
Wow.
That's incredible, absolutely incredible, and we appreciate the Bowden Red Devils stepping up and doing that.
Well, as I've said to you, we all know that we're on loan from God, and God needed a number 42, and he's got a good one. He's got a good one.
Absolutely. So as we continue tonight with our show, we are super excited. Hey, it's the second round of the playoffs, Coach.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we are super excited about that. We lost 2 of our teams last week, or actually we lost 3 of our teams last week, I beg your pardon. But we gained a team back this week with the Bowden Red Devils. So Bremen defeated Model last week 17-0. Carrollton 42-14 over Arabia Mountain. Hart County 56, Haralson County 27, Rockmart 24, Temple 7, and Pepperell 27, Heard County 7. So, Coach, let's start with Bremen. We were there last week. That defense, the offense struggled in the first half. We're able to get some stuff going in the second half, but you just can't say enough about Seth Hodges and that defense from Bremen. They come up and just hit you in the mouth, man.
And they continue to do that all night long. And when you do that and you keep on and on and on, and the weather also, you tend to wear a team down. You just do. And the fourth quarter even showed it. And as far as offense, everybody knows that game could have been a mud bowl if it had been in dirt. But even then, it was cold and the ball was yuck, and it just lent itself, I know the proper English, to a really good defensive football game.
Yes. for the Carrollton Trojans, a big win for them last week, 42-14. Started off slow, but they came up really fast and put some big points on the board. They were able to run the ball very efficiently, over 300 yards rushing as a unit. Brandon Marinko led that unit, and the defense was stout after the little Philly special reverse pass, whatever you call it. So Carrollton moving on once again, but put up some big rushing numbers, and I think they've got an opportunity to do that again tomorrow, and they kind of have to, maybe with some rain coming in.
Well, you have to look at it this way, Matt. These kids today have every kind of an electronic device imaginable, and they knew that Arabia Mountain was 2-8. And I don't care, as a coach, I don't care what. It is extremely hard to get your kids up for a team that has a losing record. Yeah. I don't care who they've lost to. Secondly, when you don't start your first team quarterback, and I'm not saying that was good, bad, or otherwise, but when you don't, it just messes everything up. You're used to the guy's voice. You're used to the way he runs everything. And I'm not against Tuggle. I believe he was the second quarterback. But it's unusual.
Right.
And so you can expect the team to start slow. What I like about what Carrollton's coaching staff did is they stayed the course, knowing that it was going to be okay.
Yeah. Because a lot of times you can get in the playoffs, you start kind of cramping up.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
sure you've had that feeling before.
Yes, you do.
Hart County, man, they put up 56 points against Haralson County last week. Haralson County's done something they haven't done all season. That was score fast. They scored 2 touchdowns under 2 minutes. They hadn't done that all year, but unfortunately they were kind of giving them up faster than they could score themselves, and they lost to a good Hart County team. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Hart County move on again this week.
Yeah, and everybody knows, for the most part, when you get in to the playoffs, the Hart counties, people like that are there year in and year out. They become used to a playoff situation.
Yeah.
Whereas, and again, Haralson County, nothing can take away from their record, but those kids were not used to a playoff situation. I guarantee you they will be from now on.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving right along, Temple, they played their guts out, man, against Rockmart. It was 7-7 for a long time, then it was 14-7. Javen Watley, the quarterback from Rockmart, was knocked out of the game early, and that kind of changed the momentum of the game for Rockmart. They scored really quick, but he was knocked out of the game for injury, and we don't know the extent of it. They might lose this week to Brooks County because of it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Temple got into the playoffs, and they put up a great fight, got on the 1-yard line. I think they had the ball on the 1-yard line 3 times and couldn't score, unfortunately for them. But nonetheless, a great season for them, and get ready for next year.
Well, we also have to remember that Rockmart ended up second in the state. And when you play a team that's second in the state from last year and return most of who they had last year, the probabilities are you're going to be pretty good this year. Right. And when you get inside of somebody's 1-yard line, that's when the medal really shows, and Rockmart showed that it is a team to be reckoned with. Temple, shoot, man, that region next year is going to be cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun, that region next year. And then finally, our last game, and Patrick, we are going to talk about the coin toss a little bit later on. He's referred to, of course, today Carrollton winning the coin toss. So if they win this week, they will host. They will host next week. We'll talk a lot more about that coming up on the show. We appreciate the comment. And then finally, of course, Pepperell defeated Heard County. You want to talk about a swamp? It was a swamp. They were playing it. It was raining, and that was the first game that Heard County had played on grass all season long. So that might have had a little bit of effect on them. But nonetheless, they were playing with a meatball out there. I mean, it was hard to grip, and nonetheless, no excuses. They fell, and I think that considering how they started the season, how they ended the season, pretty doggone good. I know that they lost pretty much all their starters from that state championship team, but you got to give credit to Tim Barron for not giving up on these kids and continuing to fight and make the playoffs and give a good effort against Pepperell.
Well, a good team will do that, Matt. Teams that are so-so will throw up their hands and say, oh, woe is me.
Right.
You know, that's one of my favorite terms. Heard County, I mean, you got to think, man, Heard County's played on turf all year long.
Right.
And all of a sudden they're playing in mud and crud. And, you know, when you were a kid, you liked that. You liked playing in the mud. But when you're playing for all of the marbles, You don't want to play in the mud. You want to play in what you're used to.
Right.
Well, Pepperell's used to that mess, and so it was no big deal to them. And they got a good football team, too.
Well, we're really excited about our 3 teams that will be playing this week. We hate it for other 3 that couldn't make it to this week, but as Lupe Fiasco says, the show must go on.
Yes, it
show
must.
goes on, and we'll continue the Team SMI show right after this on our KISS 102.7 and Graddick Sports Facebook page.
Looking for a fitness experience that isn't your typical big box gym? At City Station Fitness, we understand going to the gym can be intimidating, and we want to change that. City Station Fitness, a proud supporter of the Team SMI starting lineup, makes your fitness experience fun and personal, and we promise to know your name by your second visit. Give us a try, and your first workout will be on us. City Station Fitness, behind CVS on Maple Street. For more information, visit citystationfitness.com and check us out on Facebook.
Listen, then speak. That's how your Edward Jones financial advisor gets to know you, your personal situation, and your individual goals. Smart answers come from listening to your questions. Let your Edward Jones financial advisor show you the difference. For an Edward Jones financial advisor near you, call 1-800-ED-JONES, visit edwardjones.com, or stop by any Edward Jones office in Carrollton, Villa Rica, or Douglasville. Listen, then speak. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Edward Jones, Carrollton, Villa Rica, and Douglasville. Member SIPC.
It's not just your car. It's the car you worked overtime so your team could drive himself to football practice. This is State Farm agent Amy Brown. My team and I understand that your car and home are things you worked really hard for, and we're here to give them the protection they deserve. Call me, State Farm agent Amy Brown, at 678-840-5000. Stop by our office on South Candler Street in Villa Rica, or visit online at amybrown.biz. We're here to help life go right.
Osier Apparel makes it easy for you to outfit your employees in company attire. The Osier staff will work with you to set up a company store online with your logos, approved garment brands, colors, and styles. Once the store is up and running, employees visit the store and order direct within your allotted budget, or can order additional garments on their own within your preset acceptable parameters. You've got enough to do. Alleviate the hassle of outfitting your employees. To find out more or to set up your company store, visit OsierApparel.com or stop by their office on Avenue C in Carrollton.
This is Rachel Eubanks of West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC. As we near Thanksgiving, we should take a moment to appreciate God's many blessings. Our health, the freedoms we enjoy in this great country, our friends and family, our successes as well as our failures. Thank you for the friendship and trust you have shown our family since the opening of our businesses. If there is anything we can ever do for you, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Best wishes for a happy Thanksgiving from your friends at West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC.
In America, someone's cell phone screen cracks every second.
I'd hate to be that guy.
Face it, someday you'll be that guy. When that day comes, don't send your phone off to be repaired. It takes weeks and costs a fortune. From busted screens to battery replacement, West Georgia Technology repairs phones and computers fast for a price that will make you smile.
Ah, shoot. So who do I call again?
West Georgia Technology, 678-664-0486, 928 South Park Street in Carrollton.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Susan, Gary, and the rest of the crew at Southland Insurance on Corporate Drive in Carrollton or online at southlandinsagency.com.
Back here on the Team SMI starting lineup show presented by SMI. We're live here at the Mustard Seed Cafe, starting a little bit earlier tonight because we want to honor, of course, Chase McDaniel. The vigil going on at Carrollton High School begins at 7. Of course, our normal start time is 7, but moving the show up a little bit early tonight so you guys can get on out there and support the Trojans in this community. And you want to talk about a Trojan, this is one right here. One of my all-time favorites, Coach Fred Ricks, the defensive line coach. I guess team chaplain too. Is that the
yes.
the chaplain? One of my all-time favorites, though. And Coach, I appreciate you coming on and being on the show in a difficult time.
Glad to be here, Matt. Really difficult for us, but we're glad to be here.
Yes, sir. I want to know a little bit about you, and I want the folks to know a little bit about you. Tell us about when you came to Carrollton, how you came to Carrollton, and how you've been here so long.
You know, by the grace of God, we've been able to be here since 2001. Been here for a long time, seemed like. Been on the 3 head coaches, and I love the one that we're with now, Coach Sean Calhoun, and I loved all of them. But we definitely enjoyed. I came with Raven T, and we won a state championship in Swainsboro. And so coming to Carrollton has really changed my life. It's a great place, great people. It's a football community with a lot of love, a lot of support, and just people just believe in each other. You know, I just believe, you know, a lot of people believe in building buildings, but over at Carrollton, we believe in building up character. Right. And that's what I love. Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about Swainsboro and that state championship team. Y'all had some pretty good players on that team, didn't you?
We had eight shutouts, man. We had guys that would go get it, man. They would go get it. You throw it out there, they'll go get you. They didn't mind hitting you, and we had a running back that just believe in controlling the clock and just grinding it out on just running that ball, you know. And we was able to beat Fitzgerald for the state championship in 2000. It was 6-0. And we had a nose guard that was 280 pounds, made the saving tackle on a pursuit angle named Tyler's People. Never will forget it. When I think about that, it just lets me know if you believe all things are possible. So, yeah.
What's the biggest difference between Swainsboro and Carrollton, you think? Obviously, Carrollton's a little bit bigger, but what's the biggest difference you've noticed since, obviously, you've been here longer? But
well, in Swainsboro, you had to go get the kids, you know, and Carrollton, they just show up. They'll come, and they're very disciplined. They just show up and be ready to go. It's expected of them to do. But Swainsboro, a rural area, we have to get a bus and go get them early in the morning, whatever you're going to probably got to go pick them up, and we're willing to do that. The difference is that I just think that here they expect it because over at Carrollton, they'll say what tradition never graduates. And,
right.
We truly believe that a lot of the kids that's playing now, their daddies play, or their uncles play, their granddaddies played, and they just believe in like and go. Yeah.
Well, you've had the honor here at Carrollton to coach some pretty good defensive linemen. I mean, Dontavius Russell, Tevin McCoy. I can start naming them. What's so awesome about coaching all these kids here at Carrollton?
Because of their hunger, man, and every time those two guys you just called, man, every time I think about them and see what they're doing and how they went to college and had great careers, and now we know Dontavius in the league playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they always come back and always say thank you. They always come back with a positive attitude. Always come back and say, Coach, man, I didn't understand it, but I thank you. I got it together. And then when they leave here, they really are prepared for college.
Yes.
Because we really work hard and we pour into them and we make them go. You know, this group of D linemen that we got here this year, oh, man, I love them.
Robert Johnson and Micah Moten. I mean, I started naming them.
Malachi
Yeah.
Moten, Robert Johnson. We got a Travis Lockhart. We got a Carter Heron, and we got a Amir Williams. These guys will get after it, man, and they refuse to be pushed around. I just love the group, and you know, the game is so fast now. You can't. We try to sub them in every 3 or 4 plays and keep fresh legs. But I love this group because of the unity, just how they just come together. They just believe in one another. They have each other back, and I think we have the best front seven in the state. I think that it's our time. I do believe that. I ain't trying to get ahead, but I believe that. I believe that. Yes.
Talk about getting to work with Coach Hilbert every day. How awesome is that? Work with a young guy.
You know, I coach Michael. And Michael out there now. He'll go get him, man. He's one guy. He's he's the technician. I'm the one that'll yell. Yeah, he's the technician. I'm the yeller. You know, but it's good to work with him, and he does an amazing job, man. Love the kids. Get along with them and just does a great job. And that's another one that graduated from Carrollton, giving back, and a great coach, yes.
Well, big ball game coming up. Big ball games, I mean, that's what we're used to here at Carrollton. Round 2 against a good veterans team. Don't let the stats kind of fool you. They're more of a running team than a passing team, but y'all going to come to play regardless of what the stats say.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? We're ready. I think we got some furor. We fired up. We excited about them coming here. They want to run. That's what they believe in. They want to just eat that clock. They want to get 2 or 3 yards or a carry and just eat that clock away and just pound it and pound it. And we're saying, baby, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen on our watch. What you want to do is what we good at. We good at stopping the run, and we believe that it's going to be a great ball game, and we just excited. I think our front seven is going to say to theirs, say, bring it on. Bring it on. Let's do it. And we're excited. I just pray that people will come out and support and just continue to keep us lifted, because we're playing with a lot of pain, man.
Yeah.
A lot of pain. Playing with a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Rough right now for me to even talk, thinking about football, thinking about what we're going through. But you when you go through situations, it's important that you change your eyes, because you can't look at storms. You have to change your eyes. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to stay focused on veterans.
Yeah. One more football question before we get to more important things, Coach. This defense has been put through the ringer. I mean, in the Rome game, they played 85 plays, and they were on the field, it seemed like, the whole game. And I feel like they can just win kind of any game. I mean,
man,
it's incredible.
Let me tell you something. This defense is so special, man. They got heart. They got character. They just believe. They don't ever panic. If we give up a play, we'll come back and say we're gonna shake it off, come back and go get them. We got the capability of turning the ball over.
Yeah.
And it feel real good that we're gonna be loaded. We're gonna have all our weapons back and all our people healthy. Now, we're excited. I just love the way they get out there. They don't mind hitting you. They don't mind pursuing to the ball. This defense is the real deal. You ask Rome, we hit them. You ask Kale, we hit them. You ask anybody we played, they'll tell you this defense, character and defense, is for real. And our offense is just getting better and better each week, and they're doing great things, and we're just excited. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Chase a little bit. Just such an impact that he's had on so many people. Specifically, I want to hear it from the football team spectrum. I feel like just following it on Facebook and from the outer world, we've kind of seen it. But, I mean, you were around him all the time. Tell us a little bit about that.
Chase was an amazing young man who was strong in his faith, who was diagnosed with his condition 7 months ago. And we know that 7 is the number of completion. He was on assignment. We don't realize that, but God had him on assignment, not only just to bring our community together, but it seemed like he was just touching so many lives. And we know that he's gone, but he'll never be forgotten, because memories live beyond the grave. He'll always be a part of us. He will always be in us. And we just thank God for his mother and his father, who faith was put on trial, and they didn't waver. They didn't waver. They still trust God even more. We trust God even more. The young men, was rough over there on Sunday, and it's been rough all week. But we're making it because we changed our eyes. We changed our eyes. I think it's Psalms 24 say, lift up your heads, O ye gates, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts. And that's what we're looking at. That's how we're going to get through it and play with passion and play with a purpose. But he was an amazing young man. We went to Six Flags earlier this year as a team, and Chase just came out and had his port in and took off his shirt. He didn't care, man. He got on that Goliath, just living, man. Hey, man, just with his port in, just running around. And he said, boys, y'all keep fighting. And we believe this because he had faith to fight. We're going to have faith to finish.
And just all the stories I've heard, how close he's tried to stay with the team. I know that he listened and watched the games while he was even in the hospital. It just meant so much to you guys.
Yes. Each week, our head coach, Coach Sean Calhoun, will go see him every Thursday and give him an update what's going on. And then they always had the radio. It's rough, man. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm emotional now. Trying not to cry, but it's okay to cry. And
because we know he's in a better place.
Yes,
he's no longer suffering.
I told Matt. I told someone just the other day that a lot of people will say that I'm sorry y'all lost Chase, but we didn't lose him. You can't lose something when you know where it's at. and we know that
that's a great point.
He's in God's presence.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
he is. I thought it was really cool. I was talking earlier. I don't know if you got to hear, but Bowden's actually got green stickers they're going to wear on the back of their helmets with number 42 tomorrow. Just you're talking about bringing the community together. I don't think it's been a long time since we've had, and unfortunately it's been a tragedy, but a tragedy bringing somebody and bringing the community so close together.
Yes, Matt, I saw that on Facebook, and I thought that was just so amazing, man. The pain and the love. That talks about the area where we at, the love that we have. This is a special place. Carroll County and West Georgia area is very special. You don't find that, man, and I wish them well on tomorrow night on their game, but I know Coach Calhoun and Dr. Albertus and Coach Brooks, all of them will be saying thank you. And I know that family will appreciate that. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's what Chase did. Chase did that. Chase lived his life. He lived it to the fullest, man. Didn't live it in fear, but he lived it on a mission to bring folks together and say, man, it's all right. Never faced this thing with fear. Never gave up. Got weary, but never gave up. Man. And then when Bowden to do that and still playing and put that on their helmet, man, that just messed me up.
Yeah. Well, Coach Riggs, we're going to let you get out of here and get on over to Grisham Stadium. We really appreciate you stopping by in this difficult time.
Thank you, man.
Best of luck tomorrow to you guys as well.
Thank you, man.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to take a preview at this week's games, and we'll also get ready to have Coach Bianco on all after this on the Team SMI Starting Lineup Show.
City Station, a multi-purpose community center behind CVS on Maple Street in Carrollton, was conceived by Southern Hills Christian Church with a goal of serving Carroll County. City Station offers preschool services, college student housing, the Mustard Seed Cafe, an indoor playground, fitness center, and basketball court, as well as state-of-the-art conference rooms available for your next event. You matter, and City Station exists to serve you. Come check out City Station in person or find us online at citystation.org and Facebook.
Join the 7 million investors who know the difference. For a proactive approach to your individual financial needs, contact an Edward Jones financial advisor near you. Call 1-800-ED-JONES, visit edwardjones.com, or stop by any Edward Jones office in Carrollton, Villa Rica, or Douglasville. Regardless of what the market is doing, we stay in touch. Even when the market's down, we'll call you up. Proactive, not reactive. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Edward Jones in Carrollton, Villa Rica, and Douglasville. Member SIPC.
It's not just your home or your car. It's the hours you spend in your kitchen mastering your legendary wing recipe and packing the family in the car as you head to the high school tailgate. While other companies just call it bundling, at State Farm, we see your home and your auto as the time and memories you make with them. This is State Farm Agent Amy Brown. I understand what your family, home, and auto really means to you. Come see me, State Farm Agent Amy Brown, on South Candler Street in Villa Rica to make sure you're getting the insurance protection that you deserve.
Did you know that Osier Apparel offers all-inclusive fundraising web stores? Donors order direct from the store, freeing you from handling money, getting product to donors, keeping track of ordering, accounting, or delivery. Osier will work with you to set up your store. They'll even help with your design. From tote bags to t-shirts, headwear to outerwear, an Osier fundraising website puts the fun back into fundraising. To find out more or to set up your store, visit osierapparel.com or stop by their office on Avenue C in Carrollton.
This is Luke Williford of West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC. Christmas is a time to rejoice in the birth of our Lord and Savior. May the blessings of Christ be upon you and your loved ones this season and into the new year. Thank you for the friendship and trust you have shown our family since opening our businesses. If there is anything we can ever do for you, please don't hesitate to give us a call. From all of us at West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC, thank you for your business. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
In America, someone's cell phone screen cracks every second.
I'd hate to be that guy.
Face it, someday you'll be that guy. When that day comes, don't send your phone off to be repaired. It takes weeks and costs a fortune. From busted screens to battery replacement, West Georgia Technology repairs phones and computers fast for a price that will make you smile.
Ah, shoot. So who do I call again?
West Georgia Technology, 678-664-0486, 928 South Park Street in Carrollton.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Susan, Gary, and the rest of the crew at Southland Insurance on Corporate Drive in Carrollton or online at southlandinsagency.com.
Nice to turn back on our controls there. Welcome back into the Team SMI Starting Lineup Show. I've got the old man back with me, Coach Charles Jett Moore, before we get Coach Bianco coming back on. You are old, right?
Yeah, just a tad.
Everybody's old.
Yeah,
just
but I'm
if you're 8
old.
years old or if you're 78 years old.
Yeah, rust is beginning to fall off here. Look out.
Hey, we're here at the Team SMI Starting Lineup live here on KISS 102.7 in our Gradic Sports Facebook page. Starting a little bit early tonight. I know it's in a different time slot, but we appreciate everybody tuning in and watching and listening. Obviously, Coach Rick's being on. He's absolutely one of, if not my favorite people of all time in Carrollton. I grew up being on the sidelines at Carrollton games, watching Coach Rick's and his intensity and listening to Coach Rick's sermons before ball games for 5-6 years. So that was really special for me to do, and I really appreciate Coach taking the time out tonight. He's about to go over to the vigil, and I hope that you guys will too as soon as this concludes tonight. But nonetheless, let's talk some football.
Let's do that.
Hey, we'll start in single A. You got your public A bracket?
I got my cheat sheet.
Oh,
Is
I
that
know
what
you
you're talking
do.
about?
I know you do.
I used to have it in my head, but I don't want to mess up.
It's okay, and we write in pencil around these parts.
Yes, we do.
But Bowden taking on the Screaming Devils of Warren County. I'm sure you've got a chance to watch some film on Warren County a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about them and what they bring to the table for this Bowden squad.
Want me to start out good or bad?
Whatever.
Okay, here we go.
I'm unleashing the jet.
I'm going to tell you straight up. First off, I believe Bowden should win.
Obviously.
And the reason that I believe they should win, I do not believe that Warren County for the entire ball game can keep up with Bowden. I just don't believe they can handle Bowden's speed. If Bowden will get outside and their speed will stay outside, not cut it back until they absolutely have to, I believe Warren County will wear down. Warren County is huge. Matter of fact, I said on my show they are humongous. And they want to control the line of scrimmage with their front four. They do not stunt very much. I also believe that, I don't believe, I know, Bowden can throw on them. Their defensive backs
Suspect.
are adequate. I'll just say it that way, adequate.
So you're saying that Scotty Hobson and Ben Fortson need to be unleashed?
Yeah, unleash Fortson for sure. And then what will be cool is if they've been watching anything, which of course they have, they'll probably want to kind of double up on Fortson, and Scotty will have a night, man.
Yes. And maybe set up some passes out of the backfield to Gage and stuff.
Now that would be cool. And screens and tunnel screens, draws, things like that.
Now, does this Warren County team, for what you've seen on film, do they got a lot of kids that go both ways? I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Yes, a lot.
Single A philosophy.
Yeah, well, and you really don't have a choice. So they've got a lot of kids on their roster. They'll bring a lot on the Yellowhound or the Trailway, whatever they have. However, when push comes to shove, it'll be probably the best 13 on the field all night.
Okay. Wait, there's only 11 that play on the
Yeah,
field.
but see, sometimes you got to play two reinforcements.
Oh, okay. This ain't your team at Mount Zion, Coach. That's how many you had, period.
15.
Oh, you had 15 in a trash can. I'm sorry. I had to do that.
My 14th and 15th were water boys.
Yes.
And that's a fact.
So trash cans.
Well, we blocked trash cans. And we used nose cones for blocking dummies. And that's true, too.
Warren County is 1-1 all the time against Bowden. Bowden won in 2000, or Warren County won in 2005, and Bowden won in 2006. So you can kind of throw the history book out the window. That really doesn't apply coming to the playoffs.
Well, and what you also have is you have a team, Bowden, coming off 1-9, and everybody's saying, well, that's just wonderful because they only won one ball game last year. However, straight up, all of that's out the window. Their big season out the window.
Yeah.
You got to go 1-0.
1-0, that's all it is.
That's the fact of the matter.
Continuing on, we'll head to Double A.
Double A.
Double A. As Dublin, everybody's just giving them the game. I mean, they're 35-14 prediction on Cal Preps over Bremen, which I don't mind. I see that happen. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. There's going to be a lot of running, but Bremen has to find a way to limit the big play. Me and you watched a little bit of Dublin, and they are fast, and they hit big, quick, explosive plays. They're not your typical wing T offense. Typically, you see a 3, 4, 5-yard running game in a wing T offense. Man, Coach, they hit 50-yard plays, it seems like, a lot.
Well, the old adage of key the guards and they'll take you to the ball, from what I've seen so far, that's a fact as far as what they're going to do with Dublin. My worry is that Dublin will pound and then hit the big play. And granted, Bremen has been through the fire. I mean, you don't play the Callaways and the Herds and the Rockmarts and not get a little I don't know, metal to you. You just don't.
Right.
Granted, Dublin only lost to Washington County, and I think 5 of their starters didn't play in that game.
They were
dismissed for a second or two. Notice that. Yeah. They got them back real quick when the push came to shove.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that I think is the toss-up is the ride down there.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to leave yesterday. Not literally, but you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm sure they'll leave early in the morning.
Yeah, and have
is
a
the
walk
band
through.
going too?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Oh,
we know that.
And maybe they'll be
scoop.
Well, maybe they'll be welcomed instead of the way it was when Mount Zion did their thing.
And then last but not least, we're heading to Quint A, Carrollton, and Veterans.
Quint A, Carrollton, and Veterans. Everybody talks about Veterans High School, and few, if any, talk about Carrollton being 10-0. Well, let's just look at something, okay? Rome, pretty darn good football team. Cale, pretty darn good football team.
I think both of them will win this week, by the way.
I do, too. Now let's look at Veterans and see if we can find 2 matches for Cale and matches for Rome. Do you see any that Veterans has played that's that good?
The biggest thing we've seen from Veterans is they are a one-dimensional team.
Exactly.
They have a tough time throwing the football, and quite frankly, Carrollton's biggest strength is stopping the run. And I don't think really their pass defense this year hasn't been really a weakness per se, but it's the weakest part of their defense. So that and tomorrow with the rain coming in, I think it kind of helps Carrollton out a little bit.
I do, and you know, I've been down on Carrollton's pass defense, not meaning the kids are not any good. They just, I don't know, they just don't.
They've got like 5 pick sixes this year.
But that's where I'm headed, man. But somebody lit a fire under that crowd, man, because they are playing football. And the cool thing about it is, not only are they playing football, they're playing really good football. They cover well. They don't get lost in space. And maybe it's because they're a year older. I don't know.
Right.
I haven't had a real chance to watch them except for that time we were over there that night.
And we're going to be there next week.
Yeah, there you go. And when they win, this is so cool. When they win and when Buford wins, I tell you right now, they better open the gates at 5 o'clock at Trojan Field after Thanksgiving.
I would hope so.
I mean it, 5 o'clock, because if not, whoa, there's going to be a line a mile long in every way from that place.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you driving over from
sure.
Mount Zion, the friendly city over there, and coming on over. And speaking of friendly city, we'll be in the actual friendly city tomorrow. And Coach, myself, and Coach Horsley will go live at 5 at Bowden. Looking forward to it. And make sure you listen to Coach Jetmore's show tomorrow at around 5:05 on all of our Gradic communication stations, and we look forward to that. But when we come back, we're going to be sitting down with head baseball coach of the Heard County Braves, Trent Bianco, right after this on our Gradic Sports Facebook page and Guess 102.7.
Thanks, Matt.
Looking for a fitness experience that isn't your typical big box gym? At City Station Fitness, we understand going to the gym can be intimidating, and we want to change that. City Station Fitness, a proud supporter of the Team SMI starting lineup, makes your fitness experience fun and personal, and we promise to know your name by your second visit. Give us a try, and your first workout will be on us. City Station Fitness, behind CVS on Maple Street. For more information, visit citystationfitness.com and check us out on Facebook.
Listen, then speak. That's how your Edward Jones financial advisor gets to know you, your personal situation, and your individual goals. Smart answers come from listening to your questions. Let your Edward Jones financial advisor show you the difference. For an Edward Jones financial advisor near you, call 1-800-ED-JONES, visit edwardjones.com, or stop by any Edward Jones office in Carrollton, Villa Rica, or Douglasville. Listen, then speak. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Edward Jones, Carrollton, Villa Rica, and Douglasville. Member SIPC.
Every football fan knows that the 2-point conversion can make all the difference in a game. That's why State Farm is here to help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. This is State Farm agent Amy Brown reminding you that bundling your insurance can save you time and money. It's just another way to put 1 in your win column. Call me, State Farm agent Amy Brown, at 678-840-5000. Stop by our office on South Candler Street in Villa Rica, or visit online at amybrown.biz. We're here to help life go right.
Osier Apparel makes it easy for you to outfit your employees in company attire. The Osier staff will work with you to set up a company store online with your logos, approved garment brands, colors, and styles. Once the store is up and running, employees visit the store and order direct within your allotted budget, or can order additional garments on their own within your preset acceptable parameters. You've got enough to do. Alleviate the hassle of outfitting your employees. To find out more or to set up your company store, visit osierapparel.com or stop by their office on Avenue C in Carrollton.
This is Rachel Eubanks of West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC. As we near Thanksgiving, we should take a moment to appreciate God's many blessings. Our health, the freedoms we enjoy in this great country, our friends and family, our successes as well as our failures. Thank you for the friendship and trust you have shown our family since the opening of our businesses. If there is anything we can ever do for you, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Best wishes for a happy Thanksgiving from your friends at West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC.
In America, someone's cell phone screen cracks every second.
I'd hate to be that guy.
Face it, someday you'll be that guy. When that day comes, don't send your phone off to be repaired. It takes weeks and costs a fortune. From busted screens to battery replacement, West Georgia Technology repairs phones and computers fast for a price that will make you smile.
Ah, shoot. So who do I call again?
West Georgia Technology, 678-664-0486, 928 South Park Street in Carrollton.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Susan, Gary, and the rest of the crew at Southland Insurance on Corporate Drive in Carrollton or online at southlandinsagency.com.
And back here on the Team SMI starting lineup show presented by SMI, live here at the Mustard Seed Cafe. Got one of my favorite teachers of all time and pretty doggone good coach, too. Trent Bianco, how's it going?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Head baseball coach at Heard County High School, as well as the head of AV Tech down there as well, which is kind of broadcast media. So something I'm passionate about. Talk about that a little bit before we get to the sports aspects of it, because you get to film games on Friday and all that fun stuff.
We film games on Fridays, and it's getting kids interested in broadcasting. So every project we do in class is geared towards, learning how to film, learning how proper lighting, audio, and then once we do that, editing, learning how to do the editing software. So all that is just trying to get kids interested in doing that. And it's a 3-course class, so there's steps with it each way, and so hopefully by the time they get done with my class, they'll have a good understanding of what it takes to do something like this if they really enjoy it, or the behind-the-scenes stuff, and it should set them up for college.
Talk a little bit about yourself. Graduated from Carrollton, went down to Columbus State, won College World Series.
Well, close.
Yeah.
Or
participated in the College World Series. That's still pretty big, Coach.
It's okay. From Carrollton. Grew up here. Probably one of the only guys that probably played for 3 different coaches when I was at Carrollton, football-wise, and then 2 for baseball. But
Scott Newteague.
Scott Newteague.
Yeah.
Yep. And then played for Coach Campbell and Coach George at Carrollton, 2 great baseball guys. We had a chance to go to Columbus State, play 4 years. We went to 2 College World Series. My senior year played the national championship and came up a little short.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
it was fun.
Do you still have memories about those games and stuff? Like
Blocked them all out.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But Columbus State's a great baseball program. I mean, it seems like they're up there every single year.
Yeah, in terms of Division II, I think in the state of Georgia in the Southeast, it's definitely one of the best. The Coach Appleton and his staff, they've been there when I played there, and I graduated from Columbus State in 2007, and it's the same staff. So in terms of what they do, they've got a shot to go to the World Series every year, and as a college player, that's something you're real interested in.
Yeah.
It was, going to Columbus State was something that shaped who I am and kind of how I coach, and I can't tell you what that meant to me in terms of where I am in my career and what I do.
Yeah.
So it was a big part for me for sure.
Talk about the Heard County community. We talk about tight-knit groups. I mean, I feel like everybody in our West Georgia area is pretty tight-knit, but you go down to Heard County, man, they take care of you on Friday nights whenever we go down. It's awesome. I just feel like it's just a bond that it's like inseparable. You got Mr. Tisdale and Coach K and all those great guys.
It's everybody's in it for each other. And it's such a family atmosphere. If you look up at a girls' basketball game, you'll see all the coaches there. Same thing on Friday nights, you'll see everybody there. And it's the same thing with most all the athletes, too. A lot of our baseball guys, softball girls are going to the football games, basketball games, and supporting, those teams. And in turn, those teams are always out supporting us. One of the best things I heard, I remember when I first got to Heard County, and I was actually talking to Coach Appleton, and one of the big reasons I went to Heard County is he said, Trent, if you guys are successful there, the community sport you'll see will be like not anything you've ever seen. And, luckily we've had some good years in baseball, and people will pour out of the woodworks in the playoffs when we go to the Elite Eights. And it's really special because they really care about the kids, the high school, the community. And, for me, it's special to be a part of and to see the outpour of support and love our community shows towards our kids and our school and our athletics. It's a special place to be, and it's a fun place to go to work every day because of the community.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your team from last year and how to improve on for this year.
Sure. We really we lost 2 starters last year.
I thought y'all were young, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot of kids coming back. We have 3 4-year starters. So, we feel like we have the makings to be a good club, to hopefully compete for a region championship, and then make a deep run in the playoffs into May. But, there's a lot of things that have to go right. If we take care of, us and not worry about what other teams are doing, which I know can be hard for high school kids, I think we'll be okay. Defensively, I think we have a shot to be pretty good offensively. But, pitching, if we can throw strikes and let our defense work, we have a shot. But it's as a coach, I do stuff different every single year. It wouldn't matter if we had 9.
You got to use the team you got.
Yeah,
you can't. Yeah.
I've always been a big practice guy, and I'm sure if anyone's watching that coach is out there, Coach Hornsby especially, he always gives me a lot of grief. But we practice long, and I would never change. Just if we could have 9 D1 guys out there, and we would still practice the long hours like we do. But in terms of how we practice and what we do, it changes every year. Just like you said, it depends on our team and what I think our strengths and weaknesses are and what they lend to. But, I'm looking forward to it. It's something I get excited about. I look forward to year-round as baseball. And, I think it has the makings to be a special year because of the type of kids we have and the family atmosphere. It's a blue-collar place where kids roll up their sleeves and go to work, and that's fun. So, knowing that they show up and clock in and clock out every day, it makes it special.
Yeah. You were talking about your 3-4-year starters. Is Trey Owens one of those guys?
Trey Owens, great, outstanding football player.
Better football player or baseball player?
I'm biased. I'm going to say baseball.
Pretty doggone good football player, too.
Well, anytime you can be a part of a state championship team like you was last year and be a first-team all-state football team and turn around and be a first-team all-state baseball guy, you're doing something right. But, we've got him, Dale Thornhill, who's been our starting shortstop for 4 years, which is rare to find anywhere. Caden Raines has been there and been in the mix. So, you've got guys that have played and done that. Jake Harrod's another two-sport guy that had a good year for us this year in football, and we're expecting big things out of him. So, we're excited to see that. And then, we have another All-State guy coming back for us, Mason Rawlings, who can swing it a little bit. So, it's a good group, senior class. Add one more, Nathaniel Kaiser, who's been part of our program and, is one of those guys that just shows up and goes to work every day. So we got a good group.
Awesome. Looking at this region, same region as last year, talk about how competitive it got. Obviously, Bremen's a very competitive team.
Well, in terms of, local rivalries, especially, it makes it really fun. You go out there and you play Bremen, who was an Elite Eight team last year, and I think for the entire year until they got knocked out was ranked number 1 in the state. And so Coach Brown and his staff do a great job. That's always a tough series. Coach Hubbard at Callaway, they've been to the Final Four the last 2 years. And the job he does speaks for itself. So, if you don't show up on any given day in our region, you're going to lose. So, it puts a little bit more of an emphasis on, getting our guys ready and make sure they're ready to play. But our motto, really it doesn't change year to year. It's we want to take care of what we can do, and that's every day, each and every day of practice. And if we worry about ourselves and not any other teams, and I think we'll give ourselves a shot to win at the end of the day.
I think with every Heard County team that we cover and look at, the schedule is the biggest part. I mean, I know last year y'all's record wasn't the prettiest, but you're playing the best of the best teams. I mean, you're playing teams from 7, 6A, I mean, each and every week before region starts, and I'll tell you're going to have to do the same thing next year with only four teams in your region.
Well, that's been, like you said, in all of our sports. And I've never been a one for overall records. It's never mattered much to me, and it never will.
It doesn't matter. No.
There's been years that I think we've gone in the playoffs 13-13, and we've been, 4 outs away from going to the Final Four. I prefer to be battle-tested. I like to experience adversity. I like our guys to experience adversity. I like our guys to think that we've played one of the toughest schedules in Double-A, and that should mean something going to the playoffs. Not many people play the schedule that, we try and put together. And I think when you're in a playoff series and when push comes to shove in a Game 3 or something like that, you can lean on that the tough schedule you play and the teams, you play during the year. And I think that's a big help. And not to mention, you got to play a tough schedule to get ready for the Bremens and the Callaways and stuff like that. So if we're just going through the motions and playing anybody and winning 10-0, that we're not getting any better doing that.
Right.
So we got to go out there and play good people.
My last question, funny question. Do you think you could be the starting catcher for the Braves? Because they signed Tyler Flowers back again, and I think you're a better catcher than Tyler Flowers is.
No, I think that time is long and past.
I had to do that too. Because we always joke on Facebook together about how bad Tyler Flowers is.
It's I'm not going to sit here and be one of those keyboard heroes and say, man, I could do a better job, because that's why I'm sitting here right now, and I didn't just sign the multi-year deal. So I appreciate that.
Coach Bianco, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
I appreciate it.
Me.
And best of luck this year, and we'll have you on soon again.
Thanks again, Matt.
Awesome. When we come back, we'll wrap things up and talk about our radio games this week right after this.
City Station, a multi-purpose community center behind CVS on Maple Street in Carrollton, was conceived by Southern Hills Christian Church with a goal of serving Carroll County. City Station offers preschool services, college student housing, the Mustard Seed Cafe, an indoor playground, fitness center, and basketball court, as well as state-of-the-art conference rooms available for your next event. You matter, and City Station exists to serve you. Come check out City Station in person or find us online at citystation.org and Facebook.
Join the 7 million investors who know the difference. For a proactive approach to your individual financial needs, contact an Edward Jones financial advisor near you. Call 1-800-ED-JONES, visit edwardjones.com, or stop by any Edward Jones office in Carrollton, Villa Rica, or Douglasville. Regardless of what the market is doing, we stay in touch. Even when the market's down, we'll call you up. Proactive, not reactive. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Edward Jones in Carrollton, Villa Rica, and Douglasville. Member SIPC.
It's not just your car. It's the car you worked overtime so your team could drive himself to football practice. This is State Farm agent Amy Brown. My team and I understand that your car and home are things you worked really hard for, and we're here to give them the protection they deserve. Call me, State Farm agent Amy Brown, at 678-840-5000. Stop by our office on South Candler Street in Villa Rica, or visit online at amybrown.biz. We're here to help life go right.
Did you know that Osier Apparel offers all-inclusive fundraising web stores? Donors order direct from the store, freeing you from handling money, getting product to donors, keeping track of ordering, accounting, or delivery. Osier will work with you to set up your store. They'll even help with your design. From tote bags to t-shirts, headwear to outerwear, an Osier fundraising website puts the fun back into fundraising. To find out more or to set up your store, visit osierapparel.com or stop by their office on Avenue C in Carrollton.
This is Luke Williford of West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC. Christmas is a time to rejoice in the birth of our Lord and Savior. May the blessings of Christ be upon you and your loved ones this season and into the new year. Thank you for the friendship and trust you have shown our family since opening our businesses. If there is anything we can ever do for you, please don't hesitate to give us a call. From all of us at West Georgia Plumbing, Septic, and HVAC, thank you for your business. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
In America, someone's cell phone screen cracks every second.
Oh, I'd hate to be that guy.
Face it, someday you'll be that guy. When that day comes, don't send your phone off to be repaired. It takes weeks and costs a fortune. From busted screens to battery replacement, West Georgia Technology repairs phones and computers fast for a price that will make you smile.
Ah, shoot. So who do I call again?
West Georgia Technology, 678-664-0486, 928 South Park Street in Carrollton.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Susan, Gary, and the rest of the crew at Southland Insurance on Corporate Drive in Carrollton or online at southlandinsagency.com.
Once again, it'd be nice to flip back on my headset back here on the Team SMI starting lineup show. Thank you guys so much all season long. This is not anticipated to be our last show. We are going to be off, of course, next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday, and just check our Facebook page for the availability. I think as of now we are going to do a show the first Thursday in December, which I think is December the 4th, if I'm correct on that. I probably am not, though. Maybe December 5th. One or the other. So we hope to see you guys again then and talk to you then on the Team SMI starting lineup show. We would love for this to be a kind of a full year, full-time kind of thing. We were able to talk with Coach Fred Riggs tonight. So awesome to see him. And, of course, the Chase McDaniel Vigil is going on right now over at Grisham Stadium. And if you want to take place, there's still plenty of time to head on over there. We're getting ready to wrap things up, and I'm actually going to head on over there as soon as we break things down here. So feel free to head on over there as well. As we wrap up, reminder, our broadcast games this week on KISS 102.7 is Veterans at Carrollton, and on B92 Country, it's our Agri-America Farm and Construction tailgate show underneath the Giovanni's broadcast tent. Super excited about being over in the friendly city of Bowden for Warren County at Bowden. And on Great Classics 98.9, it's Bremen at Dublin. Best of luck to all of our schools here tonight. Or coming up tomorrow. We are super excited. And for our good friend Joel Brock behind the camera, we hope that NC State can pull out a big win tonight against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is actually favored, 2-point favorite in the game for whatever reason on the flats in beautiful downtown Atlanta. But for Joel Brock behind the camera and David Brock back in studio, I promise you guys there is no relation. We'll see you tomorrow, going live at 5 on all on 3 of our Grady Communication stations, KISS 102.7, Great Classics 98.9, and B92 Country. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Team SMI starting lineup show right here on our Grady Sports Facebook page and KISS 102.7. Matt Skinner reminding you guys to do your best and let God do the rest. Have a great one.